This is a comic review of Frontline Combat, issue 3. Now, this came out in 1951. This was November, December issue of Frontline Combat, part of their war range that they brought. Obviously, science fiction, horror, and all those things. Anything you see is great. And this one, of course, is coverless. I've got quite a few coverless comics in my collection. Now, sadly, this is even worse than coverless because it's also missing the first page, the wraparound of the first page. So it's actually got some of the story missing, which is always a pity. However, and also you've got this, it's weird, never like that. It's always just makes it really looking odd, sort of mouldy sort of thing there. However, that's one of those things where you buy something for like probably about 25 pence, very cheap, this comic. And the first story is At Sea. Really great little tale here, At Sea. And the next one is an absolute, so I'll just show you that. I love the sound effects there. You've got bong, 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 clang. You've got really they're throwing the whole thing. And they're quite often with a lot of these EC ones, they're very wordy. Great colours as well. I love the colouring. Now, Desert Fox, you've got the story of Rommel. This story is true. 1941, British are making a hash of Mussolini's troops in Africa, etc., etc. And you've got the story of Rommel, but you've also got what's happening at the same time. Like meanwhile, in Poland, it's got a story about all the various things, concentration camps, etc. So there's a lot of storyline here that. So take a look at these pile of people, all these things. It's a powerful story that Wally Wood created there. So now I'm not certain who wrote it. So and it goes through all of Rommel's life, obviously the war life, not any earlier. And then you go through to suspense story fans. Suspense story fans. Here's another magazine specifically designed to terrorise you, to make the blood freeze in your veins. So that's another new trend. So crime suspense story. And also there at the same time on the next page you've got this very weird sort of, you've got an essay here, and then you've got stories from the Bible. Odd. It never made any sense. They obviously had piles and piles of these things. Let's put the adverts on for 144 big pages in full colour. Just not really, I think, the place to advertise the stories, Bible stories in this thing, but interesting. Sea Battle. And then you've got Prisoner of War, which is absolutely cracking story, as well as brilliant Harvey Kurtzman artwork. You've got this character that's obviously decides that he wants a relatively easy life while he's in captivity. He does all the various things so he can survive. And of course, not going to spoil the story, what happens to him. And it is quite a very powerful tale. And then the next one is sort of more an unusual one. This is brilliant. Severin and Elder. And it starts off with this French guy's going through. It actually takes a little bit of time. There's about 2.5 pages before it really starts into the story. And you get this old French guy just sort of talking about, like a historian, about all the various conflicts. So you've got Attila the Hun. So it's not just World War I in this story, or World War II, etc. You go all the way through to Attila the Hun. And you've got the Romans. And you've got the French. And you've got Napoleon, of course the French. And some more French. And then you've got First World War. And the French again. A lot of French in this. And of course you've got all the way through to the back. Now, this is a great story. Now I'm just going to quickly show it. Now I'm going to have to search for the story to actually show you. This is the brilliant Frontline Combat. This is the black and white version, Russ Cochran, superb set. It's a 3-volume set. Love these books. I'm going to do a review of these at some point, but I just wanted to quickly show you the actual cover, of course, of Frontline Combat, and there it is. So you've got Frontline Combat. So you can see these are much bigger. And personally, I just love it's quite weird actually when you see this, when obviously again the story, the cover never seems to match the story inside. Got a lovely advert there as well, which of course I'm lacking. Amazing values for various rings and watches, etc. Tin Can. You've got this Korean story, and you've got the actual. So the black and white I think is absolutely superb. Very crisp, sharp. And again, see all the lovely lettering there as well. You've got the Rommel stories, just brilliant. And also, not yet, you've got the adverts and the sort, which is just brilliant. And again, you've got the story all the way to the back to this one, and it's obviously just a classic story. But so that's why it's nice to have, I think, the originals. However, I think always these omnibus editions, whatever you want to call it, box set collections, I think just great because they're just so lovely to look at. But anyway, great magazine. I really, really love these magazines. Frontline Combat is a superb comic. Really worth checking out. And also Dark Horse brought out, I don't know if they've done, I think they've just done one volume. I don't know if they've done all the volumes for this one. And likewise, there's the Fantagraphic series as well. And I haven't got the Fantagraphic ones of these ones because, of course, I've got this. So I'm not buying every edition because that's just pretty, well, I'm not that obsessed about getting all of the issues, but it's nice again to have that. So brilliant, brilliant comic.